Hello. This could quite literally be the worst angle I've ever filmed anything from, but um whatever. We're kind of on the move right now. I'm gonna do my weekly check-in for The Artist Way, week 2. The first question is, by the way, right now I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so while I do my face routine, my hair looks crazy, but here we are. Okay, so the first question is, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? How was the experience for you? How did the morning pages work for you? Describe them. Remember, if you are writing morning pages, they are working for you. What were you surprised to find yourself writing about? Answer this question in full or check in full on your check-in page. This will be a weekly self-scan of your moods, not your progress. Okay, I did 7 out of 7 of my morning pages. I will say though, I did kind of cheat this week. For several of the pages, I didn't write them until like midday during work because I've just been super exhausted this whole week. The type of body fatigue, super lethargic. I skipped the gym this whole week. This is the first time since Friday. It's February 22nd. So this is the first time since Valentine's Day. That was the last time I remember being at the gym. Super fun and romantic. No, it's actually a really good day. But yeah, I just felt exhausted. I went to Philadelphia last weekend and that's where I did my last check-in. But yeah, so it's been kind of but I think that I've done a good job of doing my morning pages though, for sure. Like, I definitely don't skimp, and like, I write my 3 pages every day at some point in the day. Luckily, I haven't put it off until like the evening at all. But yeah, I would like to start doing them consistently in the morning. I'm just trying to figure out a better way to do them because I'm not crazy about like doing them right as I wake up, but I kind of like doing them maybe like after I wake up and have some breakfast, or like something like that. I think that's what I'll be doing moving forward. I know that I wrote a lot about my decision to leave my job, which I made last week. So this coming week is my last week of work, and I'm only working until Wednesday, so really I only have like a few days left. But yeah, I just reflected a lot about the decision and like looking forward to making changes, kind of like thinking about my plan, because I'm not like leaving my job to go to another job. I'm leaving my job to pursue my music full time and to really like fully immerse myself in my creativity as a working artist. Sorry, I'm reaching for something. So it's been scary to think about, but it's also been very like, I have more of a plan than I thought I did, because I mean, when you hear somebody has nothing lined up after they quit their jobs, I feel like a lot of people can like look at you and be like, okay, like that's gonna work out for sure. But I'm actually excited because I feel like I decided that I'm gonna use this time, at least the first month or so, to write my album. That's my main goal, is to finish writing my album. I'm holding this with my hands, so apologies, but yeah, to finish writing my album. Right now I only have 2 songs written, but I'm hoping that I'm able to finish writing. Basically, my goal right now is like, I kind of carved out like an ideal daily routine, and based on that routine, I want to kind of like integrate music, practicing music, and also writing, like a writing session, and just like a practice guitar session. into my daily routine and kind of treat music as if I'm getting paid to make it already, and like integrate it as if it was my job. Like make sure that I'm dedicating 2-hour blocks to each of those things Monday to Friday, and kind of like be on that schedule 9 to 5, and you know, like weekends I gave myself off and things like that. So I think it's going to be super exciting because I'm excited to see like the relationship that my songwriting takes from there, and I'm excited to have energy to actually do the thing that I love to do instead of just like seeing if I feel like it after work some days. So I'm looking forward to that a lot, to be honest. And I'm excited. I keep on saying excited, but I really am. Okay. I was surprised to find myself, like I was surprised to have, sorry, this is such a bad video. I was surprised to have that much of a plan, because I didn't think that I did. But I'm glad that I listened to my instincts, and I'm glad that I'm also surprised that I'm feeling really confident in this decision. Like, if anything, I just feel more and more and more confident in my decision over time. And I think that God is really speaking to me right now and instilling me with that confidence of just being like, look, I wake up every day and I do everything I'm supposed to, and I have already, like, I wouldn't say rigid, but I feel like I'm a pretty disciplined person, you know? And I think that, like, sometimes when you want to make impulsive decisions that you don't necessarily have, like, fact or, like, rhyme or reason to back up, you can kind of convince yourself out of it, and then your window of possibility kind of escapes you. And then you look back and you're like, oh, well, that wasn't going to work out because, you know, whatever. And it's like, no, like, I wanted to take this thing into my own hands and be able to act on it. And I'm glad that I still feel confident in that. So, yeah. Number 2, did you do your artist date this week? Remember that artist dates are a necessary frivolity. What did you do and how did it feel? So for this week, I actually baked something, and I basically just like made myself a sweet treat, a healthy sweet treat, and enjoyed it throughout the week and stuff. So that was fun. There's a task earlier this week that asked me to list 20 things that I love to do, along with the last time I remember doing it, like a date of the last time I remember doing it. And baking was like the first one that I came up with. And everything else, I was kind of glad to see that I kind of had incorporated it. And if not, then it was kind of things that are a little bit more not far-fetched, but like a little bit more intricate, like require a bit more planning, yada yada yada. So baking was the last thing I did. I remember doing it around Thanksgiving time. Usually I like to bake a lot of pumpkin bread during the fall and winter season because I just think it's really cozy and yummy, and it's a big hit in my family and like amongst my friends and stuff. So I bake at least 2 loaves, usually more, for the past couple years. And this time around I literally stumbled on a recipe from TikTok of baked oatmeal coffee cake, and it was so yummy. It kind of tastes like apple pie, but no apples. And it was really yummy. I love coffee cake, and it came out really, really nice and just yummy. And I was proud of myself because I kind of like edited the recipe to be a little bit healthier. I put some protein powder in there, so there's a good amount of protein. I use protein milk instead of like, it's a vegan recipe, but I use protein milk, which is not vegan, but has protein, which is great because I'm trying to make sure that I'm eating the right way in order to like lose weight and things like that, and just like watching what I actually put into my body and like the ingredients that I use for everything. So that's awesome. I can't believe I've been talking for almost 10 minutes. Oh my god. Anyways, and then instead of like sugar and stuff, I use like maple syrup and like agave, which felt really good. Like, it's good to not not to say that you should feel bad for eating anything, but you know, I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined in the things that I put into my body. So that made me happy. And baking is just very like, I like using my hands, like it's like a very textile experience, and it was great. So that was my artist date. It took me about an hour or so to make after everything. And the third check-in question is, were there any issues this week that you consider significant to your recovery? Describe them. I felt, I don't know if there was an issue, but actually, yeah, I feel like I'm trying to really take my power back from things that I just don't feel like are worth my attention right now. The book talks about attention, but it talks about attention to detail more so, instead of like attention to like other things. And I feel like sometimes I can focus a lot on just like other people or things that mainly things that I don't have any control over is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And so I've been trying to shift that perspective a little bit more and focus on the things that I do have control over, which is why I think I talked about my plans after I leave my job so much in my morning pages, was because that is an act of me reclaiming my time, reclaiming my power in a lot of ways. And I'm really, really, really excited to see how I can maximize and optimize my time, and just like prove to myself that I'm trustworthy and that I can do this thing, and that even though I can't give an exact answer, or I can't tell you where I'm going to get money from or how that's going to unfold for me, like, I just know it. Like, it's something that I know, and it's something that I've known for a very long time. It's something that I've known since the first song I ever made 5 years ago. But it's something that haven't been able to like act on because I didn't have the confidence, and I just wasn't ready yet as an artist. I think I needed to pour into myself a lot more. Every second of this journey has counted towards something, and I'm truly looking back and reflecting on the fact that like nothing has been wasted, and I couldn't have made that decision a minute earlier than I did. But once I knew, I knew. So, yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, my issue has been really like understanding the weight of that decision and the responsibility, what it actually means to claim your power back. And like, it's not just like, oh yeah, like forget everyone else, like I'm gonna put me first. It's literally about like, okay, and with that time that you take for yourself and you put yourself first, are you actually going to pour it back into yourself, or are you just gonna give that power to a different source external from you again? Like, I don't want to just shift the fixation or shift the distraction or shift the blockage. I want to get rid of it and give that energy back to myself. That's my goal. And my issue this week has just been kind of like pinpointing those things, which is not really an issue. It's kind of a blessing that I'm able to see these things, and that God is illuminating these things in my life and giving me the vision and the sight to identify these things. So pretty cool stuff. And it is super significant to my recovery because it's allowing my recovery to take place. Like, the first step is admittance. The first step is to identify the problem. So yeah, that's week 2 checked. And yeah, I'm loving this journey so far. I cannot wait to keep going. Speaking of power, week 3 is called Recovering a Sense of Power. Also, I don't know, please, if you've ever read this book, like, I also don't know if I'm ever going to post these at all, ever, but if you ever read this book, is this like not weirdly lining up to your life like exactly? Like, it's freaky. It is so freaky. I wrote about that in my morning pages one day of how this book lines up so much with what's going on in my external and internal worlds. Like, it's like I'll be experiencing something and then like the next chapter is about that exact topic. Like, actually. Oh god, it's so crazy how everything aligns. Like, life is so wild. It's just so wild. So anyways, I've yapped for way too long. Thank you for watching. If you watch this, if I end up posting this anywhere, but yeah.